Hi everyone, it's Lehman with Lace Covered Skies. So I just wanted to make a quick video to update you on how I decided to organize everything. And I'm actually really happy with it. After I turned off the camera yesterday, I really thought about what would work for me, and I kind of changed things around from what I thought I would do. So first of all, I took everything out of the trays and I was cleaning them, and I started doing that with you guys, but then I kept doing it. I went through this one, which originally was just book pages, and then I went through this one, which is more like the floral stuff and the printed stuff that I had from before. And I now need a place not just for book pages, but also for digitals, because I'm working with a lot more digitals lately. So this is what I ended up doing. I am going to put the digitals that I use a lot in here. Like, they'll have their own trays. So for example, okay, this is going to be where my label maker is going to be and other supplies. I always like to keep a tray like that. Down here is tailor-made journals, digitals. Lorna gets a whole drawer because I love her stuff and I use them a lot, especially these French receipts that I also copy dye after I print them out. So they are a staple for me, so I keep them here along with her wallpapers. I use those a lot as well. So that's tailor-made journals. And then I also use a lot of wallpaper from, I think you say it, Yana Valley. So I bought like a big pack of hers, and I use her wallpapers a lot as well. So there's 2 drawers right there, and I like to have them on hand already printed so that when I'm working on a journal, I can just get to working. Then I have paper dolls in here that are printables from past Paper Pretties. So I use a lot of her paper dolls. And then here, these 2 drawers is where my book pages have gone that are more like genre based. So this one is a baby one. This one is vintage and beauty book pages. So just really separated into genre. Now I'm thinking that I need another drawer for this, so I might keep another drawer for it. And the great thing about this is I can just write on here before I make my labels. I'm going to put folders. This is just dry erase. Folders. And I'm going to put book pages, or by genre. Okay. So that way I can kind of picture it as I'm working on things. Now, this one might be another one for folders, or it might be Amity Bloom because I use a lot of her digitals as well. So that one I'm still thinking about. This is where, okay, so these are easy, right? I can just slip them in wherever they belong. But to get into the folders, it takes a little bit more time. So I wanted to leave this drawer open so that, let's say I have something that should go into the vintage folder, I could just throw it in here until I have time. So that's going to be to file. This up here is a whole drawer just for retro book pages or anything retro themed. I don't want to put it into a file because I use this one a lot. And this one here is for my texture journals, which I also use a lot. It's not so like specific that I want to put it into a folder because I make a lot of journals like this. So those are the 2 genres. these down here are digitals, and these are going to be folders most likely for genres. I also have digitals that I use pretty regularly and some just occasionally. And I don't use enough of the digitals where I need a whole drawer for them. So I decided to put them into this little basket right here in file folders. This is going to be separated by Etsy shop. So for example, this is KB and Friends. I'm just going to put everything KB and Friends in here, and I might list the kits here. And then I just file them by Etsy shop. And I think that's going to be good because it'll be easy just to pull them out. They're not in folders, and it works. It holds a lot. Probably can't see that. It holds a lot. So I have that for digitals. And then this is why I might need another drawer, because I have a children's folder that's pretty thick right here. And then I have a wedding folder that's pretty thick. So I'm thinking that's going to go in here. So I'm going to put it in there for now. And that almost takes up all of it. So I don't know if it's worth it to do that, but I'm going to do that for now. And this is where Amity Bloom is right now. Oh no, wait, is this her? Yes, I love this paper of hers. So she already has a folder here, so she'll go here for now. And this folder right here is for templates. So anything that I've made templates of, I keep in here, like examples of things that I like. Like I have an example of this type of folder, and I like this little stamp thing. So I keep it here so I remember it. And also if I need to need an example. But yeah, anytime I make something new, I stick it into here. And then on this side, right here, so this drawer down here is for small projects, things that I make regularly. So the closures that I make, I have the supplies I need to make those right here. I have this other type of envelope that uses this book page, so I don't want to waste this book page on something else. I save it all together in one place along with these napkins that I use for that, so that I'm not using this on other things. And then I have a little folder for slide mounts and specimen cards, because these I make regularly, and ephemera folders. So just little small projects that I use regularly, I keep here. This is my collage tray. So I just throw scraps and bits and pieces in here. And I do a lot of collaging. There's a stack right there that I started working on. So I'm going to be using that from the next set of botanical journals. But this is where I go for botanical collaging. This right here is floral, like botanical stuff that I printed on dictionary pages or book pages. So that was dictionary page, and this is from a book from 1900. So I print on those. I have like a really thick book, and I, keep the papers for printing. This is where I keep all of my botanical images that I layer print on. So I love to layer print. So for example, this green back here was like engineering paper, and I put a botanical image over it, and I use that a lot. So I keep a whole drawer for that. See, like this is kind of like a ledger book, and then I put an image over it, a botanical image. So this whole drawer is for that. This right here is florals that are not layered. So for example, it's just floral on regular paper, as well as floral / botanical images on cardstock. So I keep that all in a drawer of its own. And then these are pieces of scrap paper. Just scrap paper that I don't use up. I want to keep it in one area. So that goes in there. These are papers that I have messed up on with the printing, let's say. Like for example, this. It's kind of, the ink from this side is seeping over onto here. So I could tear up little bits and pieces and use it for collage. And then once I start tearing it up, I put it down here in my collage tray. So any papers I could use for collaging. And it's different from this because this is a working tray, right? So this is what I'm working from. If I don't like anything in here, then I go into here where there are whole pages. And this tray is my working tray for another type of collaging, which is the texture type. So, oh, there's nothing in here yet. I think it's all up there in another thing, which I might actually work on right now. But this is more for the texture collaging, so with wallpapers, and I do a lot of that. So that's going to be the working tray for that. So I have this whole basket of things that I use for my journals that have a lot of texture, which would go in here. So let's go ahead and file some of it. So I'm going to put this in there. This is Little Bindi, one of her digitals. Okay, this is more botanical, so let me set it aside. Sometimes I do use that for these texture journals, but not all the time. See, here are bits and pieces I can use for collaging. So I'm going to put it in here. This is a piece of TaylorMade Journals wallpaper. I love that wallpaper. I'm going to put this aside. Another piece of embroidery from Little Bindi. This folder, I think that's Adamo prints, I believe. These, I made this using my handmade washi tape. I'm going to set these aside. Some more little bits and pieces here. Yana Valley digital. And some other digitals that I use in these journals. Now this, I can go ahead and file over here. Some botanical images. I think I'm going to keep these in here to experiment with. For my texture, I'm working on a set right now. This is Adamo Prints. Adamo Prints. TaylorMade Journals. So most of these will go in this drawer. And I am set to make another bunch of cards, journaling cards with wallpaper. I like getting the edges of a doily. So that's what this is, and collaging with it. Little bits and pieces here. This is more retro. See, this can go with this. Like this type of, this is from Jenny Allsorts. I love her digitals. They are a little more retro, but this one works with the wallpapers. So I'm going to put them there. This one can work. So it's too retro. I'm going to put it into this drawer up here. But yeah, I'm hoping that doing this is going to make me a lot more productive, and I can just start crafting without having to like clean too much or organize too much. And it's going to make me feel like a little bit more organized in my mind. Because when I'm not organized in my mind, it's really hard for me to be productive. That's trash. Because I've been trying to work on a set of journals for a while. But in order to work on it, I have to move so much stuff out of the way that it just does not work for me. Because I'm spending so much time just trying to get it together. Okay, these are book covers that I need to, it's like an unfinished project, so I'm putting it to the side. Here are some notes. See, I love these bits and pieces. This might be a little too retro. Well, it might work. Love this. This is Cotton and Twig TX. Tailor-made journals. This, I can put something in. Avocado dyed paper, tailor-made journals. I love using this to collage with. But yeah, so once I get all this organized, I think I'm gonna be done and I can just sit down to work. I've been coffee dyeing like this a lot. I love it. It's so quick and easy. See, this is scrapbook paper. So I'm going to put it in here, scrapbook paper scraps, because I used it, a little bit of it already. And these are going to all go in here. This is when I worked on stuff last time. So these are the types of journaling cards I'm going to make. Wallpapery, a little bit of writing on them, and then like this too. Here are some from last time that I made. Now I just finished reorganizing everything that I have downstairs, and I really want to give you guys a little tour because it's the happiest I've been with it in a few years, and now I have so much more stuff than before. So I really want to show you guys how I ended up organizing everything downstairs. It's kind of like in my living room area, so I've had to get really creative with how I organize things. But I think I'm going to do that, and hopefully I'll be able to film that soon. But let me know what you guys think of this little system here. And again, if you guys have any tips that you guys use, let me know that as well, because I'm always looking to be more productive, more organized, so I can create more. But thank you so much for watching today, and I will talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.